All right, we'll go ahead and take questions. Same thing. If you have your video off and you have a question, use the raise hand function or hit me in the chat. Paul, go ahead.
Hey, Mike, talk about the second half and how your thoughts on how your team responded when Mississippi State, made a nice charge and wouldn't go away.
Like a team that's been there way too often, maybe to speak of. I felt like it was going to be our advantage in the first half that Mississippi State hadn't played in a while. And I felt like it was going to be their advantage in the second half. And boy, they came out, made some really nice adjustments and really came out of that locker room. We don't go to the locker room, so we really don't have a locker room to come out of. And it's caused us to get a little bit of a slow start, which that was a massively slow. But again, you didn't see any panic. I thought there was a lot of poise and because we have been there.
Randy, go ahead. Randy, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute. My bad.
You're
Mike, on 69 possessions, you went inside for layups 28 times, 19 of 28. You may have shot a season low of 5-11 from the three-point line. Was the game plan to pound the basketball inside?
Well, the game's always to make the defense wrong. And we didn't know what they were going to do. It's our first time to play against this coach. It's our first time to see these guys haven't been playing they've only had one game in 20-something days. So we were suspectful that they might deep plug on us, and that's what they did. And I thought we took what they gave us. And we did not try to force what wasn't there. There's been times this year, Randy, that we have done that, where we've gone out and said, hey, I haven't shot enough threes. I need to fire one up. I thought tonight it was take what they were going to give us. And we got a little deeper in the shot clock maybe than sometimes we do, but that's where we need to – that's a sign of this team figuring it out, trusting each other. And I thought it was really, really good to see. But, yeah, I'm okay with that. If you'd have told me, they were going to shoot 27 threes and we were going to shoot 11, I probably wouldn't have agreed with you. But that's the way it played out. I thought it was good of our team to take what they gave us.
When Slocum went down in the third quarter, it seemed like Chelsea Dungy, seemed to take on the role. I got to take this game over in her absence. Obviously, Destiny was able to return, but at the same time, all of a sudden, in fact, there was a play with 20 seconds left. She makes 2 free throws, and then she comes right back with 8 seconds. And I'm talking about Dungy, and makes a key steal. Did you feel like that was the way you felt that Chelsea decided I need to take over this game now that Brittany is out of the game?
Yeah, that, she got that third foul, which sometimes, she tends to not drive it as much, which makes sense. We need her on the floor. But I think when Slocum went down, and it didn't look good. Like, I honestly thought she probably wasn't going to return. So I just said to Chelsea when she went in, I said, hey, don't worry about your fouls. You got to do what you got to do to win this game. And I thought she got really aggressive. We called a little set action for her that gets her going to the basket. And then she got, she hit a tough three coming off of a handoff. And then I thought down the stretch, it looked like there was going to be, the referees were going to give us foul calls around the rim if we took it strong. And I thought she did, like you said, took advantage of the matchup and down the stretch was real clutch.
All right, one final question, Mike. Yep. Did you teach both Slocum and Dungy the behind-the-back dribbles to the basket? I mean, that one at the end of the first half by Slocum was, it was awesome.
Randy, did you see the video of me busting my butt on the ice? Do you honestly think I have the athleticism to teach those guys to move like that? No, that is stuff that gets credit to Ray Caldwell and Sham out there, Williams at the coach for the Idaho Hoops, and those two guys as high school coaches. Those people are the ones that taught them that stuff. So, those were key though. That one from Slocum at the end of the half was quite something.
Sweet. Thank you, Mike.
I'll go back to you.
I got you. Hey, Mike, just talk a little bit about the ability of your team to scrap and rebound tonight, because that looked the numbers were not nearly as lopsided as they've been sometime, and you and I talked about that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
kids responded, didn't they?
They did. The challenge, Paul, you're talking about what you and I talked about. That I'm looking forward to that article on Saturday too, by the way, over the weekend about our card council, but at our card council, we challenged every one of our top 8 kids, and we went back and did the math. We pulled our 16 close games, and we did an average of how many rebounds they've been getting. I didn't go as far as Coach Muss and print out a bunch of rebound posters and stick all over the place, but we did say every single one of you need to get one more than you've been getting. And I think that's the difference in that game. Each of them probably got one more than they would have. And there weren't very many missed shots. I mean, we shoot 58 and they shoot 49. So there weren't going to be a lot of rebounds to go around. But to be within 4 of a team that has that type of size and that type of athleticism, and they put as much emphasis on it as they do, I felt like that was, where the game was probably won. And then 2, very subtle, the people that have watched us all year, Coach Schaefer put a defense in the last 2 days that we hadn't even run all year. But it was specific to these guys, and I think it gave them a problem to start the game. They adjusted, and then we made some adjustments. But I thought our kids really communicated. I thought that the response that you mentioned was certainly there.
I'm good, Mike. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Coach? All right. Well,
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Mike.